I say, Hine in kol hanal yuvan gamkin mashekosuf al posik seis tosis. Based on the above, we can also understand that which is written on the pasuk of seis tosis. Seis tosis v'sogil ha'akora. That the akora, the barren woman, should rejoice. Over there it says that al-yidei simcha shel mitzvah, that through this simcha that we have, we do a mitzvah, mamshich afilu k'shekneses Yisrael, b'bchinas akora, we bring down even when Knesset Yisrael is in the level of akora, she's barren. When a person is able to work by himself, bring down the sarusa de le'ela, that's called a woman that has children, because that means that his service is what produces the result. But if it's a barren, it means there is no result, which means there is no isarusa de latato. So what happens in the case like that? Then you get the sarusa de la'ela milamaila. Rakshe sarusa de la'ela nimshach me'atzmei. The arousal of above comes on its own. So what does it mean? Because still, she will give birth to a male, a lasting ave, as explained over there in the Mamer. So that brings out this madrege, higher madrege, that even the akora, even the sarusatul eila that comes on its own, should also be effective, that it gives birth to a male, a level of a zohar. Although normally, in order to come to a zohar, there has to be isha kisazriya. There has to be a isarusa dilatato. But soistosis, through the level of simcha shel mitzvah, you can gain by the isarusa dilayla by itself, that it has a leather zohar. Yuvon bahagdim levayer oid inyan shayches, explain another idea, the connection, the kesher, ha'agdama harishona shel nizbar l'maylo, and the tie to the first introduction that we explained earlier, inyan beis bechinas is zarusa de la'elo. The two difference in the Isarusa de La'ela, whether the Isarusa de La'ela comes on its own or it comes through Isarusa de Latato. La'agdoma hashniya, to the second introduction that discussed earlier, me'inyan ha'hefresh sheben Torah le'mitzvahs, the difference between Torah and mitzvahs. These two inyanim, the two levels of Isarusa de La'ela, are associated to the same difference as the is between Torah and mitzvahs. So he explains. So what is the idea? Yesh Maila Yiseda B'Torah B'Mitzvahs. V'yesh Maila Yiseda B'Mitzvahs B'Torah. Just like when we talk about Torah mitzvahs, there is an additional advantage in Torah over mitzvahs. And there is, on the other hand, also an advantage, an extra advantage in mitzvahs over Torah. Similarly, likewise, similarly, similar to this, and of this, the Indian base bechinas isarusa de la'elo hanal is also in the idea of the two levels of isarusa de la'elo hainu. That is, שאם היוס אשר היסרוס דלעילה הנמשך על ידי יסרוס דלתתו, that although the yisrusa d'leila that comes is drawn through the yisrusa d'letato, u'b'chinas ha'oreh nimis mein sof baruch hu, that is a ray, a shine of the pnimis of the Ein Sof baruch hu. U'l'maylo maylo mib'chinas yisrusa elo ha'meir tamid memelo ma'atzmei. And this is much higher than the level of the Sirusa de Leila, which shines all the time by itself, for the need, for the purpose of vitalizing the world. So you have a constant chayis, but the chayis that comes through the Sirusa de Leila is a much, is a low order pnimis, and much greater than the Isarusa Leila, which is always there just to vitalize the world. That is only a external revelation. But still, the root of this Sarusa de Leila, that comes by itself. He comes from a higher place. So it's the Pnimi is the Sarusa de Leila that comes from a Latato. But the higher level is the Sarusa de Leila that comes on its own. That's from a higher place. Since that comes on its own, as it was from the beginning of creation, that it extended mibchinas ki chofetz chesed hu, comes from the level of chofetz chesed hu. He wants kindness, so that's the higher level. Hare imkein shorshon nimshach mibchinas ha'atzmus mamish. So then the root of that chayis, that is the le'ela comes from the level of atzmus, actually. Asher ein isaruso the letato magaz shom klau. The arousal of below does not reach there at all. Only the level of chofetz chesed. V'ayim beitz chayim sharman ubad drush beis v'pirush katzolik b'rusei chulu. So, this idea that says after the Mabul, Oid kol yimei ha'oretz, zera bekotzir yom balaylo lo yishbaisu. That this is something which is going to be all the time. The Mabul changed, the Mabul interrupted the Seder of the Mazolis, the seasons, but the Torah says, Eibishter promises that as long as the world will be, there will be no more stopping of Zera v'Kotzi, the seasons, and day and night will never rest. Hainu, shebechinas zu, the chayis ha'olam is that this level of the vitality of the world, loy tiya nifsekes la'olam, will never stop. What it means to say is af im chaz v'sholem, even though God forbid ochshir dora, that the generation will not be a kosher, a proper fit generation, betam hanal, from the reasons above, and we won't have the sarusa de letato. It will be like that Torah that we cannot be mafshechit. The shorsha nimshach, but still we will get from Oid kol yimei ha'oretz lo yishbaisu, we get from the level of chafetz chesed. Why? The shorsha nimshach mibchinas she'ein isaruso she'ein isaruso deltato agas shom klal. The root comes to a place where the isaruso deltato cannot reach there at all. Be'inyan, over there it discusses Be'inyan Pirush Tirutz Shenisker B'medrash ala Kushya. Over there he explains the answer that the medrash, the question the medrash is Eich HaKadosh Baruch Hu Oirid Gishomim Matzmiach Deshoim B'Shabbos Chulu. How does Hashem bring the rain and makes the grass grow on Shabbos when the Yidden are not allowed to do that? Einsham. So over there, the answer, the Mahatiritz, move on. So the answer is, we understand that the source and the root of the Oir V'chayis or Oilumas, of the light and the vitality of the world, Nimshach Mimokoyim Shalamayla Afilu Mibchinat Shabbos. That comes from a place which is even higher than Shabbos. That's why that's permissible on Shabbos. That's not a place where Shabbos reaches. Shabbos doesn't matter, and therefore it can grow on Shabbos. So, and v'hashabbos isaruso dil elo hanimshach al yidei isaruso dil tato l'chol sheishis me'amaisi. Shabbos is an arousal of above that comes, that extends through isaruso dil tato of the 6 days of the week. What you work on, misha torach be'erev Shabbos yochal b'Shabbos. So meaning that if you worked on the 6th day of Maisa, then you came the Purim Mizeh. From this is explained. Shoyresh Oir V'chayis Oilamos in the Chinas of the Leila Zu Shal Yidei Sarusal Latatas. So here we see that the root and the Chayis of the Oilamos is from a level which is higher than the Sarusa, the Leila who comes to the Sarusa Dultat, only from a Sarusa Leila. The Hainu Mibchinas Shein Shayich Shom Klal Mailu Matochulu, that's a place where it doesn't even have a connection to say up and low because it's on a totally different level. So basically in that Mamer we also see that the level of Isarusa de Le'ela that comes on its own, totally higher and different level than the Isarusa de Le'ela. The Isarusa comes on, then Isarusa comes through the Isarusa de L'tato. V'ayim ha'shekosu b'mokem achar, b'bir Maimer HaZoyar, Posi, Parshas Vayera, Tav Kuf Yud Beis, Amud Aleph, a Posik on the verse, V'gam Omno, Achoisi Bas of Yichulu. So over there in the Maimer, Eich Derech Klal, Shoyresh HaYichut Midi Nikra Zivuk Da'avo. The root of this constant Yichud, that's called Avo. That's called the Zivuk of Avo. The HaYichud, because that's constant, it's from Avo. But Yichud, the Hoylid, the Shamas Chadoshes, and the Yichud to give birth to new Chadosh, Nikra Al Shem Zivuk Tum. That's called the Zivuk, the mating of Zavanuk. Who that comes like that comes through this Rusu de Latato. And so you have this whole idea of the two different levels, the higher level that is always Nimshach, that's from Avo, and the level which comes through Rusu de Latato, that's the Yichud Zavanukta. Also explains elsewhere, explaining the Posik, and explains over there the Pirush, that the Posik says, Yochel Kamoni, that Dave says, my Kedusha even though it says Kodesh Oni, so the Medrash says Kedushosi Lamaila is Migdushas comes from Yukidusha, but there is two Hainu Sheyesh explains with the Sheyesh Isarusa de la Elo Shal Yidei Isarusa de la Tata. There is an Isarusa de la Elo which comes through Isarusa de la Tata. Shezeu Pirush. This is the meaning of Kidu Shaschem. Zeu Pirush Kidu Shaschem. V'yesh Isarusa de la Elo, and there is an Isarusa del Koidem Isarusa de la Tata. And there is a arousal from above that precedes Isarusa de la Tata. Lahalo is mimata lemaila, to give, to bring up from below to above. To above. Isarusa de la zu. And that is Isarusa de la that comes before the Isarusa de la Tata. Is Godla ma'alosa ma'oid. Her advantage is much greater than that that comes then an Sarusa de Ela that comes through is Arusa de Tato. Because in that level of Isarusa de Ela, She'eni Sarusa de Tato Yochel Hagiela. Over there, the Isarusa del Tata cannot reach it, and therefore, the level of Isarusa del Ela that comes before the Isarusa del Tata is on a much higher level, because Isarusa del Tata can't reach that Isarusa del Ela. That comes on its own. That helps the person bring the Isarusa del Tata. And then from that Isarusa del Tata, he'll be Mamshiches and Isarusa del Ela, but not on that same high level. This is also, as the Baal Shem Tov says, talk about the various announcements that come the Baskel, says the Balkal. Shehem Irhuri Tshuva. Those are thoughts of Tshuva. That's the Baskel. It gives the person the thoughts of Tshuva. Shehem Boyim Milamaylo. They come from above. She'ein Adam Oisem Uma Mitzad Atzmei. The person doesn't do anything on his own. He doesn't do anything to gain or get that Isarusa de Leila. To get the Baskel. The Baskel comes on its own. Bahainu, that is from the Madrege Kichofetz Chasidhu. V'zehu inyan Kedushasi L'mayla Megdushasi. And that's the level of Kedushosi, which is higher than your Kedusha, which means that there is no Isarusa de la Tata that can reach them. The Pirush in the explanation of the Atem Tachrishun. And over there it says, Loi Tisarun, arouse anything, which means it is an Isarusa de Leila that doesn't come from anything from below. It only comes from above. It comes just because the Amshocha that comes from the Milmailu. So what is it understood from all this? Isarusa de Leila hanimshach ma'atzme la'oirer Isarusa de Letato. That is Isarusa de Leila that comes by itself in order to arouse Isarusa de Letato. Is Godlo ma'aloso me'oiso Isarusa de Leila shal yidei Isarusa de Letato. That is a much greater level. It's a greater advantage of Maila than the Isarusa de Leila that can come through the Isarusa de Letato. So the Isarusa de Leila on its own is on a higher level than the Sarusa Dili that comes through the Sarusa Dilatan. But Ube'emes, the common is Mavuir Behepach. Truth is that in many places it says just the opposite. That it's a higher level. The Sarusa Dilela that you are ma'oyre, the Sarusa Dilatato is a greater level. And this is the idea, this is the idea what we discussed earlier, that Isha Mazras that if she is Mazriya Techila, this birth to a Zohar. So, which one is it? So, is the Sarusa de Le'ela on its own, as we're saying now, higher level, but over there it says the Sarusa de Le'ela that comes through Isarusa de Letat is higher. Isarusa de Le'ela Shalifnei Isarusa de Letato, that Isarusa comes before the Isarusa de Letato. Urak Bechinas Ha'orech Chitzonis. That's only a external ha'oreh. Va'al derech, similar to the Yimine Techabikeni, his right hand hugs me, which is from the outside. But the Isarusa de Le'ela that follows, that comes after the Isarusa de Letato, who hamshocha pnimis. That's a inner hamshocha. It should be birthed from it. So we have the issue, which is greater. It seems that on one hand, the Sarusa Leila on its own is a higher level, and then we have the other explanation elsewhere that it's the Isarusa Leila that comes after the Isarusa Leilata is higher. But the truth is that they're both true. That the idea what the Shirish Umoker is Arusa de Le'ela Zu Shenimshich Ma'atzmei. The root and the source of the Sarusa de Le'ela that comes on its own, that's Nimshach that comes from a higher level, from the level of Kichofetz Chesed. It comes on its own. I was going to say, but it's not Bipnimis, it's Chitzonius, as opposed to the other one is that comes from the Kichofetz Chesed. The Hainu. That means it's in a place that Sarusa del Tata cannot reach there. It only comes Chofetz Chesed, who he wants kindness. The Eibishter wants kindness, so you have it over there, but he doesn't have any part that the person can't reach there. That's too high for the person reaching there. But still, the Hamshocha is only external levad. It's an externality from a very high place. Al Hashvinis, Gamkein, the Indian Shoirish Chayus, that the root of the vitality of the world comes from Adam Kadman Chulu, from the level of Ak. So that's a very high level, but it's only externality. That is only the Chitzonius Ak. So it's while it's Ak, but it's only Chitzonius Ak. Ukemashal Ha'oir. It's like the marshal of the skin. Chulu. The gam, and also, so in other words, the skin is chitzonius. It's the external. It's not the inside, not like the panimi, but it's like the skin is the outside. It's the chayis, but it's on the outside. The gam shemeyirak b'chinas makid. Also, the way it comes down, it shines in a makid in a surrounding way. Shemakif es kulam bashvach es chulu. It surrounds everybody in equal. So that is the isarusa del elo that comes mitzad chafetz chesed. Ashein keno isarusa del elo shenimshach al yidei isarusa del tato. As opposed to when we talk about the isarusa del elo that comes through the isarusa del tato. Zehu gilui b'chinas imius mamish. This is actually a revelation of the inner, the loichit tzonius levad, not just the externality. So v'lochein, and therefore, im hayosha hagilui hurak mib'chinas isarusa del tato mamish. Though, so notwithstanding the fact that taka, the revelation is only from a level in which the isarusa del tato can reach there. So it's not as high, it's not in ak, it's not komokoin. Yosef gilu b'chinas hapnimis, because it's a revelation of pnimis. Yesh b'zeh ma'ilo yiseira Yosef bisarusa dela'atz adalaelo shema'atzma. That has an advantage more than the isarusa that comes by itself, because it's pnimis. Then you have that isha mazras tchili ela dezocher kulu kenal. When there is a isarusa delatato, and the isha is the one that mazras tchila, that works through her, then comes the higher level. Then you give birth to a zocher kenal. So nimtzo. So it turns out shachiluk bein beis b'chinas isarusa dela'ela ha'elu, that the difference between these two isarusa dela'elas, these two isarusa dela'elas that we mentioned, the isarusa dela'ela that comes before the isarusa del tata, which brings the isarusa dela'ela, the isarusa dela'ela that follows the isarusa del tata, ume'ein ha'hefresh shebein milas ha'mitzvahs u'milas ha'torah, is similar to the difference between the advantage of mitzvah and advantage of Torah. Af al pi shaham shochas shal yidei, which is the Torah, that though that the amshochas that come through mitzvahs and Torah, harei shneim hal yidei ma'isa tachtonim. Over there, it's the act of the tachtonim. Both side Torah, side mitzvahs are the actions of below. There's no isarusa leila on its own. This comes side Torah, side mitzvahs, is the ma'isa, is the act of the tachtonim. And this is not the same as, not like the isarusa leila that comes by itself. But so there is a difference. But still, still we can understand from this. Just like there is additional advantage in Torah and mitzvah over mitzvahs, but even though the mitzvahs are higher than Torah, and yet there is a mile in Torah over mitzvahs, like but because Torah is the level of pnimis, hainu, which is the level of moichas timor, moichin of act. Mitzvahs and chitzonis, but mitzvahs are external. They are b'chinas galgalta. So there is a mile in Torah over mitzvahs, notwithstanding the fact that mitzvahs is higher. And on that advantage that the Torah has over the mitzvahs, she'en kol mitzvah shel Torah shoves neged halacha achas min haTorah. That one, all the halachas of all the mitzvahs aren't equal to one halacha of the Torah, which means Torah is higher. That is from the perspective, from the idea that it comes from pnimis, from moichas timor, notwithstanding that the mitzvahs come from the galgal, or come from the gulgulis, which is a higher place. Kachu inyan mailas isarusa de'elo shenimshach al yidei isarusa de'latato. This is also the advantage of the isarusa de'elo that comes through the isarusa de'latato. Because that is a level of inner. Lakach, he gavoya, you say gavoya, yiseiro misarusa. That's higher Isarusa de Le'ela Hanimshach Ma'atzmai, then the Isarusa de Le'ela itself, Shu B'chinas Chitzonis, that is only external. This is Haidus Pnimit. And also, because it's external, V'gam Meirak B'chinas Makiv, it also comes in a way of Makiv, as it says, V'yimina T'chabkeni. So it's external. Canal. That's from the extent that the Torah has a maila over mitzvahs. That's the advantage of the Sarusa de la Tata. The Sarusa de Leila comes after the Sarusa de Leila. But then on the other hand, the Kumoy Sheyesh Maili Seido, the mitzvahs, Miba Torah. The advantage from mitzvah of Torah. So that Lifi, what's the advantage of the mitzvahs? Because although the mitzvahs are from the level of external, but it comes from a very high level of chitzonis. Kinal baruch barichas. Kach yesh ma'li yisayla besarusa de le'elo nimshach ma'atzmei la'oirer yisarusa de l'tata. There is also an additional advantage in the sarusa de le'ela that comes by itself. In order to arouse the sarusa de l'tata, there is an advantage to it. Although it's a level of externality, it's external. But it comes, the root comes from a very, very higher level, in which the Sarusa del Tata cannot reach there at all. Yes, oid b'china gimel inyan isarusa de la'ila. There is also a third level in the isarusa de la'ila. Who gamkein ha'isarusa de la'ila shelemayla misarusa de la'tato. That is also in the level of a sarusa de la'ila, which is higher then the Sarusa de Latata should be able to reach it, Hainu, which means She'ain, a Sarusa de Latata, Agasham Klau. The Sarusa de Latata cannot reach there at all. The Inyan, like we said before, Kedushosi is Lamailam Kedushasam Kanal. So, beyond the capacity of the Sarusa del Tata to reach there, this third level we're talking about now. It cannot rest and be revealed only when there is a wholesomeness in the Maisa Tachtonim, the act of the lower ones, which means after it was already given to them the Sarusa Leila that is according to the Sarusa Latato, as I showed him is Gala Gamke, so then it's rest and it also revealed her Sarusa Leila, Shalamailo, Milo Mereche Sarusa Latato Cloud. Then it actually will rest and be revealed also the level of a Sarusa Leila that's higher and higher than the value of this Sarusa at all. It's much higher. So basically, after you have Sarusa de Latata reach the Sarusa de Le'ela that it could reach, you get a revelation, or a resting, and a Gilui Oir from the higher level of Sarusa de Le'ela, which the Sarusa de Latata doesn't reach there, but it'll come down after there is the completion of the Sarusa de Le'ela that can come through the Sarusa de Latata. Which also be Mokoin Achar al Posik, written elsewhere on the Posik, Ani Yishena, Kulum. Pischili, and open up to me. What is that? That's the Pischili. Shezeu Inyan Li Inyan. This is a year Pischili Ki Chudash al Machad. You open up for me as the point of the needle. So there's like this idea of once you open up Chodesh Macha through your Isarusa Dilatata, which only will bring down Isarusa Dilaelo, which is called like the point of a needle because it's very limited. But then the Eibster says open you like the entrance to the Ulam, which is a double door, a huge room before the oil before the Beis Hamikdash. Greater level is Isarusa Dilaelo, which the Isarusa Dilatata couldn't touch. Likewise by Shabbos, our sages tell us, I have a good gift in my hidden treasures, which name is Shabbos. And that is sheyesh oid. There is an additional level of Shabbos which is higher than Isarusa Dilatata. Before we said that the 6 days of the week are the preparation for Shabbos. But here we're saying that there is a higher level in Shabbos, which is higher than Sarusa Dilatata. And that's the level that is called Shabbos Shabboset. That's the level of Shabbos Shabboset. Who Matonadaike. That we call this as a gift, which is Shalamailom Sarusa Dilatata. Because this is higher than the Sarusa Dilatata. Sarusa Dilatata cannot get that. That comes through a gift from above beyond the Sarusa Dilatata. As written elsewhere. So, it seems like that comes from above. No. But you need, you still need to complete the work below. Sages tell us, that one who troubles himself on Friday before Shabbos, he will have what to eat on Shabbos, which means that everything you get on Shabbos, even this matone, even this higher level, comes through the Tircha of Shabbos. This matone does not come down only after the Sarusa de Le'elo that comes first the Shabbos as the Sarusa. First, you have in Shabbos the Sarusa de L'Tata during the weekday, and then you matona. In other words, it is a matona. It's not directly related to your work. It's not the Sarusa de L'Tata that can bring down the Sarusa de Leilo, but yet it's going to come after work of the weekdays. Then you get this matona. Shazen Nemar. Never last is Shabbos. So that when you do the regular weekday, about that it says to make the Shabbos chula, and then you get that's the result that brings it. Similar to this elsewhere in Seif Dibra Hamaschil, Hikasher Hashamayim Hachadoshim Chulu. That is Shabchinas Gilu Zeh. Who asher ani oisa. That is Shemaim Vachadoshim. Over there it says in that Mamer, it says that Abraham makes them. Asher ani oisa. That is the level of Asher ani oisa, which means that it comes Milmailo, which is Lemailo means Tata. Beyond this was Tata, but the Afal Pikain, and still. Eine nimshach umizgala elo laachar shleimus gilu hasaruso delit elo shal pi hisusrutata. That cannot be drawn down and revealed only after the complete of the revelation of the Sarusa Elo that comes after Sarusa Tata. So first you need to have the complete of that is Sarusa Elo from this Rusul Tata to get the Asherani Oisa to get the higher level. Mekain, Uinyan Haniskar Mila Bishmini. We say that Mila comes on the 8th day. Why is Mila on the 8th day? We want it to be at least one Shabbos that the child, before we do the bris, we need to go one Shabbos. What's the idea? For Inyan, and the idea is ki bechinas eli sarusa del ela zu. You know what? Let's leave it over here. We're going to be mamshich. We're going to be mamshich later on.